The Dead Sea Scrolls manuscripts were discovered in the Judean desert between 1947 and 1956. The manuscripts fall into three major categories: biblical, apocryphal, and sectarian. The biblical manuscripts represent the earliest evidence for the Hebrew Bible and include works like the Great Isaiah Scroll. Among the apocryphal manuscripts are the writings of Jubilees, Enoch, and other patriarchal writings. The sectarian manuscripts reflect biblical commentary, religious legal writings, liturgical texts, and apocalyptic compositions of the community who lived in Qumran called the Essenes.
Many scholars have pointed out the similarities between the beliefs and practices of the Qumran community and those of Christians.
One interesting theory is found in Acts chapter 6. It says that the word of God continued to spread, the number of disciples in Jerusalem grew rapidly, and a great company of priests became obedient to the faith.
Who were the great company of priests? Although we can only speculate, if they were not Pharisees or Sadducees, could these priests have been from the community of the Essenes? The Qumran community saw itself as a remnant of Israel that had entered into a new covenant in the last days. This is evident in the Damascus document, which states,
"They shall take care to act according to the exact interpretation of the law during the age of wickedness. They shall separate themselves from the sons of the pit. They shall keep the Sabbath day, the feasts, and the day of fasting. Also, they shall distinguish between clean and unclean, and shall proclaim the difference between holy and profane. They shall love each man his brother as himself, and they shall help the poor, the needy, and the stranger." Interestingly, the Essenes practiced the same way of life in which the New Testament instructs Christians to practice as well. For example, Jesus said, "Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled." Paul said, "Let us cleanse ourselves from everything that defiles body and spirit, perfecting holiness in the fear of God." Peter said, "Like newborn babies, crave pure spiritual milk, so that by it you may grow up in your salvation." And John said, "If we walk in the light as he is in the light, we have fellowship with one another, and the blood of Jesus his Son cleanses us from all sin." The Essenes practiced their faith in a way that Christians should admire, and the Dead Sea Scrolls are a wonderful way to see what our faith looks like in action. All these writings shed new light on our understanding of who we are as children of God. These ancient manuscripts provide a link to the past, allowing us to walk through the history of our heritage.
Within these texts, we see the teachings of love, prayer, and the practice of baptism. Just like born-again Christians of today, the Essenes understood the importance of purification. When the Qumran community was first established, a vast water supply system was created that provided water for drinking, bathing, and spiritual purification. Many scholars are of the opinion that John the Baptist, the same one who immersed Jesus, was raised as an Essene. His life and teachings bear a close similarity to those of the sect. Philo of Alexandria said of the Essenes that these men live in villages, avoiding all cities on account of the habitual lawlessness of those who inhabit them, not storing up treasures of silver and of gold, nor acquiring vast sections of the earth out of desire for ample revenues, but providing all things which are requisite for the natural purpose of life. The Messiah spoke similar words in Matthew chapter 6. "Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth where moth and rust destroy and where thieves break in and steal, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven where neither moth nor rust destroys and where thieves do not break in and steal."
The Dead Sea Scrolls are full of spiritual stories, lessons in spiritual warfare, and prescriptions for spiritual lives.
In regard to spiritual warfare, 6 small surviving fragments of a prayer to curse the spirits of wickedness were found. This discovery is a testament to the battle between light and darkness. Like we discussed earlier, the Essenes and Christians have many things in common. And just like some of the New Testament writings use light and darkness as a parallel for our walk of faith, the Essenes also use this terminology, referring to themselves as the sons of light. The Master shall instruct all the sons of light, and shall teach them the nature of all the children of men according to the kind spirit of which they possess. He has created man to govern the world, and has appointed for him 2 spirits in which to walk until the time of his visitation, the spirits of truth and injustice. Those born of truth spring from a fountain of light, but those born of injustice spring from a source of darkness. All the children of righteousness are ruled by the Prince of Light and walk in the ways of light, but all the children of injustice are ruled by the angel of darkness and walk in the ways of darkness. As we open the Holy Scriptures, we can take comfort in the fact that our victory as sons of light has been established by Yeshua, Jesus the Messiah.
In addition,
the community rules are consistent with the Torah and the renewed covenant, as they declare that no man shall walk in the stubbornness of his heart, so that he strays after his heart and eyes and every evil inclination, but he shall circumcise in the community the foreskin of evil inclination and of stiffness of neck, that they may lay a foundation of truth in Israel. This corresponds with Deuteronomy chapter 10, which says, "Circumcise therefore the foreskin of your heart, and be no longer stiff-necked." This same teaching is for all the followers of Messiah, as we see the Apostle Paul echo these same words. He says in 3 different ways, "For neither circumcision nor uncircumcision means anything. What counts is being a new creation, keeping God's commandments, and faith expressed through love."
the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls is the most significant discovery in the modern Christian era. If you're interested in secular evidence for biblical authenticity and detailed explanations of what early Christianity may have looked like, the manuscripts of the Dead Sea Scrolls are a vital resource. I hope you've enjoyed this teaching, and please check out our other videos from Pure Light Ministries. God bless.